Ali Alexander has tons and tons of accusers at this point, including one of your own. And I would like to dive into this idea that you have, first and foremost, that Nick Fuentes was completely clueless as to Ali Alexander's predatory lifestyle. For instance, you knew for how long that this guy was a homosexual? How long have you known that?
We knew that he was bisexual. He was LARPing as a Catholic Christian, and I didn't see a reason to deny it because he seemed to know his stuff and he seemed to believe it. I never interacted with him too much to see through any veils, if there were any, which I assume there are, right? Yeah.
So why is it that the leadership of this movement is so inundated with homosexuals exactly? Is it because of political expediency? Yes, it is. The entry point to Kanye...
Ali Alexander and Maya...
The entry point to Kanye West was Milo Yiannopoulos.
It was Candace Owens.
No, it was Milo Yiannopoulos for sure.
It was Candace Owens. Remember the White Lives Matter shirt? Who was standing next to him? Was it Milo Yiannopoulos?
First of all, Fuentes himself has said that Yiannopoulos was key to him meeting with Kanye West and several of his political organizers when it came to AFPAC and other things. He's a content contact organizer. That's what he does. And for Fuentes, you can't get away from this. I was on Ethan Ralph's stream and told Ethan Ralph that this guy was a homosexual and that you guys should stay as far away from him as possible. Why in the world would you work with him? He did everything in his power to go to this guy's bat, as all of you have, simply because he's friends with the dear leader.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. So Milo and Ali were never Groypers. They're never a part of this fully, right? They were always political assets to be used. They were always people who had connections and were useful. You can say political expediency or whatever the fuck. They weren't in us. They weren't like Groyper leaders or anything like that. They were always on the outside as assets, which helped us. So it's just a weird narrative to say that there's in any way leaders.
What in the world are you talking about, Wurzel? For one thing, Fuentes today in his Twitter space, he claimed that Milo Yiannopoulos attempted to drug him and then have sex with him. Did you miss that part?
No.
Okay.
How does that counter anything?
Well, so here's why. It's very important because I want to know, why wouldn't he tell anybody that unless it was for the purpose of political expediency?
Because he's a weird fuck. And if you recall, he's out of the movement after like 2 weeks after that, right?
But he has a moral obligation to say that a guy was... Doesn't he have a moral obligation to tell people that? That some guy tried to drug and rape him who's big in the political scene?
Out of the movement.
Who cares if he's out of the movement? His obligation transcends that. If the guy tried to drug and rape Nicholas J. Fuentes, as Nicholas J. Fuentes claimed, he has a moral obligation to tell people he didn't due to political expediency. How can you make an argument otherwise?
That the story was essentially just like a bit embellished. Not that it's like fake or anything like that, but it's like rather than like the absolute certain attempt of like gay rape on Nick, it was just like a funny circumstance that happened together that looked fucking weird, and it was funny to talk about.
So the allegation is not true then? Milo Yiannopoulos did not try to drug and have sex?
True.
Well, then if it's true, you have a moral obligation to tell people that, unless you have political motivations not to, because you want to continue to work with them, right?
He told people about it.
Who did he tell about it?
You, during the space.
After it happened, you would think you wouldn't sit on that. Why would you sit on? That's the same thing he's accusing Milo Yiannopoulos of doing. He's saying he's sitting. Same thing. He's saying that he's refusing. I can draw the parallel easily. Because Milo Yiannopoulos, his claim towards Milo is you're sitting on evidence and you need to release it immediately. You have a moral obligation to do so. You're only sitting on it for the purpose of political expediency. But that's exactly what Nick did. If Nick's claiming this guy tried to drug and have sex with him, he's sitting on that information for political expediency and releases it when it's necessary for him or when it's good for him. It's the same exact play.
It just isn't, man. Like it isn't.
Just saying it isn't.
He's saying that
isn't
a guy
an argument.
offers him Percocet and then wants to sleep in the same room as him, and he's using that as a way to essentially just like launch an attack off on Milo. This isn't a fucking Me Too moment. He doesn't have any.
Then why did he say Me Too?
Tell fucking anybody about it.
Why did he say Me Too?
Because he's fucking going off on Milo, dude.
So he did say Me Too. It is a Me Too thing.
Is the entire like crux of your fucking argument here based on this like refusal to engage in real world understandings of things? Like this
is a real world moral understanding of things.
We have Victor Sharp out here DMing about how hot they are and asking them if they're gay, and this is the same as Nick Fuentes going on his show and saying I want to have sex with Groyper.
First of all,
and now a child.
You're just pivoting.
He keeps making.
You're just pivoting.
I'm fucking not.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
Out the
what does this have to do with Milo Yiannopoulos and Nick Fuentes? These are the two people we're talking about.
If you didn't interrupt me, we could get there, right? If you calm down a little bit, you just collected yourself. You're trying to look very tough. Doesn't work too well. Anyway, Milo Yiannopoulos is holding on to information he refuses to share with Nick Fuentes, which would completely change Nick's. Sorry, I'm gonna super chat. Pee pee poo poo. Nick's processing of the information, what Nick reacts to it, and by withholding that information, it changes everything. And this is not information on just some weird sexual shit. This is information on actual pedophilia, which he withholds. And you're trying to compare that to a guy offered me a Percocet and then tried to sleep in the same room as me.
No. What I'm looking at is the allegation. So first of all, I literally asked you. Did this guy try to drug Nick Fuentes in order to sleep with him? And your answer is yes. Have you changed that answer?
My answer is yes, and it's funny.
Okay, so if the answer is yes, then my
answer is yes, but embellished. I think
so. It's not true. So it's not true.
I think the events actually.
Why don't you just talk straight?
And I think I am talking straight.
No, you're not. Like you're pivoting everywhere. Is it true or false?
Is this your debate tactic? That's so gay.
I want to. Is it?
Listen, the only reason that there's any sort of discrepancy is because you're either too stupid or willfully trying to misunderstand what I'm saying, right?
True. What does the word true and the word false mean to you, Wurzel? It's true or it's not.
Mr. Man, let's shut up for a moment. I'm getting a donation. Yeah. So true. So true. I'm just making money, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so am I. Making tons of it, man. Don't know what to tell you either. It's fine with me, but eventually you're still going to have to answer to this question, which is very important. Yeah. Okay. Why is it that Nick Fuentes is sitting on information that a guy tried to drug and rape him, unless it's for political expediency, which is the same thing he's accusing Milo Yiannopoulos of? Are you ever going to answer that question?
Yeah, I am totally. So what I said is that the facts of the case are probably true, right? That he offered him a Percocet and asked him to sleep in the same room with him. What I'm saying, though, is he launched the attack and he framed it in a certain way because it was funny and it was a way to get back at Milo. It was a way to fuck with him.
So then it's not true. It's funny. So then when you say he tried to drug him to rape him, it's not true?
From the fucking beginning, which is why I said you're either too dumb or willfully misinterpreting it, is that the fucking facts are correct. And the sentiment is incorrect.
So Fuentes lied. Funny. So Fuentes lied.
I'm saying it's funny.
So Fuentes, well, I mean, he had to have. Well, only one of these things can be true,
dude. This is such a gay point. It's like you think that you've gotten like an avenue, but it's just like completely irrelevant to the overall.
It's the most relevant.
Points. No, it fucking is not.
Yeah, it's the most relevant. Only one of these stories is true. One of them is false. Only one person's lying. Only one person's telling the truth. Period. It can only be that way. Those are the only ways that you get through this. Is one person's telling the truth and one person isn't. So who's telling the truth?
Jokes are lies. All right? I admit it. Jokes are lies. Saying something in a funny way is a lie. So and Nick should be crucified.
So did he try to drug and rape Fuentes? Yes or no?
I think that the scenario panned out as it was said, and then he made it funny. Yeah, if this is really the segment, we're sitting here for 20 fucking minutes talking about what is a joke and what is not a joke, yeah.
Well, that's a hefty allegation to make, and then just say, no, it's kind of true, but it's kind of not true. What the fuck does that mean? It's either true or it's not true.
I've laid it out fucking 20
Yeah, but this is just all you're doing. No, this is you being bad faith. You're being as evasive. You're being as evasive as possible.
I've laid it out. The facts are true, but he said it in a way that is funny.
Yeah, but what are the facts?
Stupid to fucking get
are
it,
the facts that he attempted to drug him to rape him or not?
Am I just spinning and I feel like I've laid this out fucking 20 times.
You really haven't.
Can we get a fucking IQ test on you, dude? What is your IQ?
Do you think that I'm the one next to the screeching banshee who looks like I'm low IQ?
Fucking IQ gate to even get in this fucking Discord call and talk to me. You're either the most slippery fucking liar, refusing to understand the simple statements I'm saying, or you are too fucking stupid. Either way, it's fucking embarrassing, dude. Can you take an IQ test? Have you ever taken an IQ test? What's your brain capacity? Can we get a phrenologist over there to measure your fucking brain?
Yeah,
what are you ethnically? Ethnically, what are you descended from?
Who cares? Back to where we're at.
What are you
I'm Irish. Back to where we're at. Can we get back to where we're at? And one more time, I need to ask you, we have these accusatory things coming out of Fuentes' corner. Okay? I just want to make sure I get the facts actually correct without any embellishment. Are the facts just that at a separate occasion, Milo Yiannopoulos offered this guy some drugs, which he refused, and then at a different other occasion other than that, they were in a room with a single bed and he asked him to sleep in the bed with him? Or are the facts that he tried to and attempted to drug Nick Fuentes and rape him? One of those is the right facts. Which fact set is the correct fact set?
Okay, as I've said 7 times, and I'm going to say this one slowly. Milo Yiannopoulos, you might have heard of him before, offered Nicholas J. Fuentes, Groyper leader, a Percocet.
Yeah, but it was at the same night that he offered to put him in bed with him.
Hey, listen. Later that night, they offered to go in the same bed. Then Nick, today, went into space, and he took those 2 real things that happened, and then he said it in a way that made it look bad for Milo because it's funny. It's what we call in this world a joke. It's what we call a funny moment. You heard one of those before.
So then his entire allegation of Milo Yiannopoulos trying to sleep with him and then making it sound like he was attempting to drug him and this kind of thing, that was more of an embellishment then. You say it's a joke, but I mean, it's an embellishment. It wasn't true, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know. Next.
That's what I don't know if you heard this, but I actually, at the start of this, I said he embellished. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you said that, but that doesn't get us to a truth statement.
So you just wasted 20 straight minutes of my fucking life on this dumb shit?
We got to the truth.
I bet those glasses make you see better.